We had a circle your scorecard moment earlier in the game with Todd Van Steensel versus Boss Monaroa. Liam Spence has had two very good at-bats in this game. He's grounded out both times to the third baseman on honestly plays that we've seen lots of balls go the same spot and not be made. One of them in particular, Chris Quitzer scooped it up and threw it from near the back of the dirt out of the foul territory, and shades of Stephen Welsh gunned him down.
Yeah, he did. He made a great play. He's been very solid there. We've spoken about that throughout the series. So Coach Ward just brought the whole team in there and had a chat with them, told them to calm things down a little bit. They've seen themselves in this position a little bit over the last couple of weeks. Adelaide Giants were never going to back down, so they've given themselves an opportunity getting the first two leadoffs on.
That was the key, right? Bring in Todd Van Steensel to hold and give yourself an opportunity. Well, welcome opportunity. Liam Spence, he's off to a tremendous start. The crowd can sense the moment, trying to get behind their star third baseman. Darnell deals. And there's a first pitch strike, and that was a ball that Spence was never going to swing at. He was just going to make him throw a strike. Spence from Geelong, but feels right at home in Adelaide. This is the first and only team he's played for in the ABL. 24 years old. Ball in the dirt. That's a big block from Mitch Edwards.
It's a great play by Mitch. Obviously he's calling that pitch, so he knows what's going to be coming through, so he's ready for it. And he knows his pitching staff, so he knows that if he's going to miss, he's going to miss low.
That ball gets by. It's two runners in scoring position, and the double play ball out of effect.
Yeah.
Giants surely need to capitalize if they want to have a chance at coming back in this game.
For those at home too, we've got a long backstop here, but it is a wall. It is a brick wall, so the ball does bounce back relatively quickly. And we have seen catchers a lot of the time turn around and get that ricochet and be ready to throw runners out. So the runners are aware of it too, especially with a fastball that does miss the zone or miss the catcher's glove. It does hit that wall and ricochet back quickly.
What an energy shift in the ballpark now. And there's a strike called. Spence grits his teeth. It's a 2-2 count.
This is a problem too when you've got a pitcher that's this good that throws the ball as hard as what he's doing. He can be effectively wild. We've spoken about it in previous games when pitchers come up and they are effectively wild. This is probably where he's at right now. You just don't know where it's going.
Two Phillies on the base paths. Outside, and Liam Spence, a nervy take.
That's a tough pitch to take. He took it well. That was close.
And he just exhales.
Yeah.
Crowd hanging on every pitch right now that Dugan Darnell is throwing. Full count. Tying run at the plate. Giants trying to hunt down a record-setting win. Spence checks swing, and he's called out on strikes. They say he went around. The Giants can't believe it. And that's a massive strikeout because a double play ball gets him out of the inning. And Jack Partington, he's been waiting for a moment like this for a while. He delivered a game-tying hit versus Sydney last weekend. And to echoes of Pardo, the local Jack Partington in his first ABL season comes to the plate as the tying run. And he can fly. If the Giants are trying to beat out a double play here, this is the guy you'd want at the dish. Partington's got some serious wheels. So does Carrion on second. So does Carr at first. Nick Ward is waiting in the wings. You just feel like Partington just needs to survive to get it to Nick Ward. And he's taken the first two pitches. They're 2 balls. Partington started at Golden Grove Central Districts Baseball Club before moving to Henley and Grange after a college career. Impressed the Giants coaching staff in the exhibition season, basically said, "You have to take me." Not short on confidence, young Partington. He's going to take a strike. It's a 2-1 count. Anything but a double play ball for the Giants. And for Canberra, that would go down a treat after walking the first 2 bases on.
This is a big at-bat for Pardo. Probably his biggest at-bat in his ABL career, short ABL career.
He goes fishing. 2-2 count. So Darnell back on the count.
It was a good swing. You know, he had to go at that pitch there. It was in the zone. Just feeling that there's probably, like I said, it's probably the biggest pressured at-bat that he's had. Being down, most of the games that he's played in, they've been around the mark and they've been in front. So see if he can come through and do something here.
Fouled one away, so he just stays alive. He'll take a 6th pitch of the at-bat, so it's a quality at-bat. Carr on first, Kirion on second, Partington at the plate. Nick Ward is on deck. Ward leads the league in slugging. Partington strikes out looking. 2 huge strikeouts from Dugan Darnell, and he's 1 out away from getting out of the threat.
So we have a look at this. The first 2 batters had really good at-bats. Got walked. Next 2 hitters, strikeouts. So Dugan Darnell hasn't hit the bat yet.
Nick Ward leads the league in slugging, on base percentage, hits. He's 2nd in the league in average. He's got 5 home runs. It's tied for the team lead. He's come up clutch before. He is 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Darnell has had to battle. It's been anything but simple this inning, but he's so close to getting out of it.
It's been great to watch. Every at-bat a battle.
And for the 3rd straight batter, Dugan Darnell goes behind 2-0. Make it the 4th straight batter. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, though, out of these 4. Aviles waits on deck. Ward was looking there. He got a pitch he liked. He just fouled it back. Ward delivered that big home run off Brian Flynn in the 1st inning versus Melbourne to get the Giants rolling at the start of this win streak. He also provided the game-winning home run in an 8th inning versus Melbourne just a night later. Had a home run in the getaway inning last night. Darnell takes time, trying to keep that runner at bay. Michael Dunn will play an important role here if there is a ball hit to the outfield. He's the 3rd base coach. He's in charge of sending or holding the runners. We'll see how aggressive the Giants are.
He'll know here that the runner at 2nd base, whilst it's important to get that runner through, it's not as important to get him thrown out either. So it's got to be a sure thing, that's for sure.
3 balls, 1 strike for the 4th straight batter. The American-born Nick Ward on USA Day at the ballpark. Trying to keep the Giants in what has been a run you would never believe. Ward offers at it. It's going to left field. Moving back to the track. It's going to be playable for Kyle Perkins, and he runs into the wall to make a great catch and end the inning. Giants get 2 runners on, but can't cash anybody in.
That was a great catch, running back. The wind took that ball. It was a regular pop fly, and then you can see him walking back, going back. Finds the wall, crashes into it. Great play to finish the inning where the Adelaide Giants were threatening.
The Cavalry have struggled with the high ball all weekend. That one they catch.
Well, the Giants' winning streak in serious danger now. There's 2 innings to go. Ben Steensel still coming out. You're watching the Australian Baseball League at ondemand.baseball.com.au.
The Good Life is good for more than just bulky biceps, bodacious booties. Good Life is good for catching the bus. No, beating it. It's good for coring, snoring, she who hates snoring. Good for brain muscles, heart muscles, group muscles, ooh-ma-ma muscles. Mumming, grandmumming, maybe touching your toes. Good for social time, selfie time, anytime. Good Life. Good for life.
This is how we lay it down. Start with a generous base of fluffy rice. Drop in the juiciest slow-cooked meat, a hit of fresh, flavour-filled salsa, then fine-tune it your way. Sound like the best burrito in town?
Zamright.
Zambrero. Feel good mix.
It is Saturday night at the ballpark. The crowd is pumped. The banner bar is full. All they want is a run. Giants have come close on a couple of occasions, but the Cavalry, between their 3 pitches, have held them off thus far. Todd Van Steensel will work into his 3rd inning to try and keep this margin at 3 and give the Giants a chance for a big comeback late.
It's going to be the dangerous part of the lineup. Cole Roederer, the high-end Chicago Cubs prospect. Cam Warner, who's been seeing the ball well all weekend, and then Chris Quitzer. He doesn't have a hit this game, but he had a home run in game 1. Will round up the 3 Cavs that are due up. Robbie Perkins and Boss Monaroa lurk behind. They've also hit home runs. Can the Canberra Cavalry find a pull-away inning? Todd Van Steensel working in to his 3rd inning. He's been on the game, although he's got 1.1 innings to his name. He came out for the 3rd out after Luke Wilkins was taken out of the ball games with 2 base runners on. Regardless of the outcome of this game, it's been an incredible run for the Adelaide Giants. 5 wins in a row was the previous club record for wins. They've done that, and then they did it again, and they added one for good measure in what is a new standard that might not be touched for a very, very long time. Van Steensel ahead in the count. The new haircut from Todd Van Steensel giving him some extra fuego.
Mucho bueno.
Inside, velo looks like it's ticking up just a little bit on TBS. Van Steensel, he's got another year on his contract with the Adelaide Giants after this season, so he's stuck in South Australia for at least another season.
It's not like
Sorry
that.
about that. Giants have found a core and they're locked them in. Ball roped right to Nick Ward. 1 down. Yeah, it's a Giants core that's locked in for a while. Nico Powaka-Grego, a 5-year contract. Nick Ward locked in for next year. Todd Van Steensel locked in. Curtis Meads on a 5-year contract. Jordan McCardle on a long-term contract. I think that's 3 or 4 years. Rickson Wingrove a couple years.
And that's fairly unusual to have contracts for that long in this league.
Yeah, and I think it's a big sign to what the culture is in Adelaide, that guys want to say, yeah, I'll stay here for another couple seasons.
Well, it gives you a foundation.
First pitch swing from Cam Warner. He's walked and scored He had that heads-up base running on the ball that was a little bit of an error from Luis Aviles Jr. in the 6th inning that allowed Canberra to get that insurance 3rd run. Over to Ward. Down low, he bobbled it a bit. He makes the play anyways. 2 down. It was a tough one for Nick Ward, but he got it done.
Yeah, he had to move to his left there, and he stayed down well, knocked the ball down. You never know out here at West Beach. The dirt's hard, especially coming off that 2nd game. I know the curators, they get out there every couple of innings and try to smooth it out a little bit. Little jam shot here. But Nick got around it, got his body down, just dropped it out in front, picked it up bare hand. For those youngsters watching at home, that stationary ball, important for you guys to pick it up with your bare hand, not your glove.
Officially now 2 innings of relief for Todd Van Steensel. He's allowed the run, but it's not earned. That would be credited to Luke Wilkins. In the innings break, or in between the innings, Phil will run through all the pitching in this pitcher's duel between them. He will.
I will, okay.
Over to you, Phil, in between the break.
That's right.
Which could be after this batter, or the next batter, or the next batter. We'll see how Canberra go.
I'm going to have a very busy inning break, because I've got some other stuff to tell you as well.
Oh, perfect. I can't wait. Quitzer swings through the pitch. Todd Van Steensel ahead 0-2. Both teams only 4 hits this game. A very big difference from the first game today, which saw 6 home runs, and the Giants pelt the Canberra Cavalry 11-2. Makes the 7 shutout innings so far from the Cavalry all the more impressive.
Well, it's a big weekend. You know, you play your first 2 games on Thursday and Friday nights. 9-inning games, finish up at 10 o'clock, go home, get yourself ready for the next day. You come out here early, you play a 7-game Wago, the 7-inning Wago, and then you come out again. So it's a long day for both ball clubs, and it's really just, you know, who stays and who comes up with a win.
Fouled away again, so Chris Quitzer just staying alive on the 0-2 count with a couple balls out of play.
One thing, you know, with the Adelaide Giants, they haven't made a lot of defensive changes. They've had, you know, the same infield for the whole weekend. Q's caught 3 out of the 4 games, so, you know, he's in his, I think if I can do my maths right, he's in his 25th inning or 26th inning of catching. So Carr out at centre field. Geordie's played 3 games out at right field, so you know, these guys are retiring, and the same thing for Canberra.
Check swing, did he go? He went. So Todd Van Steensel gets another strikeout. It's his 3rd one of the afternoon. He's gone 2.1 innings pitched. He hasn't allowed a hit. He hasn't allowed a run. And Todd Van Steensel has done the job asked of him, keeping the Giants in touch. As we head to the bottom of the 9th, we're going to head to a little Sports Center update with Phil Herden. Here's Phil Herden.
I want to welcome all those who've joined us from the game in Brisbane, which is over, and the Bandits have swept Geelong Korea. 4 very impressive efforts. In extras today, the late game 11-4. So Brisbane now go at the halfway mark, 17-3.
Wow.
Geelong Korea dropped to 5-14. So you want to know about the pitches for those that have joined us? It's been a pitches game after there was home runs going everywhere in our earlier doubleheader. Well, it was the Japanese combination, Tosei Irie, who pitched 3 innings with 1 hit, 2 walks, no earned runs. Backed then by Ryosuke Miyaguni, 3 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 3 strikeouts. Miyaguni is yet to give up an earned run this season. Dugan Darnell came out in the last inning. First couple of hitters, he walked, 2 on, 9 out. He responded with 2 strikeouts. And then, so he's gone through 1 inning, no hits, no earned runs. For the Adelaide Giants, they're on their they just had their 3rd pitcher probably finish up. Jack O'Loughlin started, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. It was from 1 home run, courtesy of Jake McKenzie. Luke Wilkins came in 2 2/3, 1 run that was earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Todd Van Steensel, 2 1/3 inning, 1 hit on his watch, but no earned runs, 3 strikeouts. That's the pitching lines so far. It looks like Darnell is going to get the 8th, and I would be very surprised if it wasn't Reesnick coming in to try and close it out in the 9th. The Giants have got 6 outs to do something about this 3-run deficit.
It's the 2, 3, 4 batters in the lineup. Luis Aviles Jr., he's 1 for 3. He's been caught stealing. Rickson Wingrove and Quincy Lattimore due up this inning. Giants need all 3 of those guys to do something if they want to try to chase down this lead. They've got 6 outs to work with, 3 runs they're chasing. It's been a compelling ball game. Canberra's just been a little bit more opportunistic with their chances than the Giants have today.
Yeah, well, they've had some runners on as well, but, you know, it's been 1 hit and 1 error that's really changed the scorecard.
Aviles Jr. to right field. That goes foul. At the very least, the Giants will be 14-6 at the halfway point, which is much better than I think a lot of people would have expected at the start of the season.
I was just thinking about your mindset when you were driving back from Geelong 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they were 3-5, and they just got pelted for 23 runs. If you told me, Eric, you'll be 14-6 at the halfway mark, I'd say, can I have whatever you're smoking? Luis Aviles Jr. Ball on the outside, so it's a 1-2 count. Canberra, though, this is a pivotal game for them because 9-11, if they win this game at the halfway point, sounds a whole lot nicer than 8-12. The difference between 2 below and 4 below at the break is massive.
Especially when they're in that group with Brisbane, so they've got to try and keep themselves as close as they can.
Well, I think you're going to have to concede that Brisbane are playoff bound. It's Auckland, Canberra for that 2nd spot, unless Sydney do something really spectacular.
Obviously, the Tuatara are not playing the last 2 nights.
Aviles Jr. over towards short. McKenzie off the hop. Quick release. Great throw. And Aviles Jr. is down.
First base coach over there thinking that Boss came off the bag again.
Canberra's left side of that infield has been money tonight.
See the quick release. He was off the base again. You see the quick release from McKenzie there. That was as quick as it can be. This is in slow motion. And you see how quick he actually gets it off. He stays stable. No, he's on the base.
Rickson Wingrove. He's walked. Again was showing bunt, but that ball rode up inside. And he has to hop away. It hasn't been straightforward for Dugan Darnell, but he holds a pretty tidy earned run average. Ripped to right field, but right to the glove. It's dropped! It is bobbled in the outfield of Michael Campbell. That's not the first time it's happened to a Canberra outfielder this weekend, and what should have been an out is going to see Rickson Wingrove as a base runner.
Yeah, whilst that ball was hit hard by Rickson, it's still a makeable play, so I'd like to think that that's going to go down as an error. It's a play that this level needs to take.
Caught the spectacular one in left. Dropped an easy one, you'd have to say, in right. Well, there's someone on. One out.
Quincy Lattimore. If you made it this far in the broadcast, you know what he's chasing. If you're watching the Australian Baseball League, you know what he's chasing. If you follow the Adelaide Giants, you know that he's after 250. And he's hit. So Quincy Lattimore is plugged. and that will keep the streak alive. So Quincy Lattimore has started the season getting on base 20 straight games. He's the only player in the ABL who has reached in all 20 games that he's played, and that ball just got away from Darnell. That wouldn't have been intentional.
No, there was no intentional there. I mean, you're down, you're up by 3. You're not going to be, getting the tying run to the plate there from an intentional point of view. If you notice when Quincy actually is up to bat, he is crowding the plate a little bit. His coverage is there. So,
what's the mindset of Jordan McArdle, Watsy, walking up here? What is it?
Well, he's just going to hit something hard and make, put something into play out in the outfield. He's looking for a base hit here,
Not necessarily a home run, just get.
I mean, as a hitter, you don't really go up there thinking you're going to try for a home run. You want to try and put something to play. I've always been told and I've always said, home runs come. You put a good swing on it, it's going to happen. So he's coming in there looking for a pitch that he can drive, something solid to the outfield, into the gap that can possibly score 2 and put himself on second base. If he happens to pull something hard and it goes over the fence, then albeit. But at the moment, he'd be looking to drive something to that gap out at left centre or right centre, as he has done a couple of times already this weekend.
Well, you chase down a lead 1 run at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to pick your pitches, and your mindset's not going to change. He would be the same if he didn't have anyone on and we're in this same situation. So just got to drive something hard.
Well, for the 4th time today and the 4th time in the last 5 innings, 2nd inning in a row, the Giants have runners on 1st and 2nd. They haven't been able to cash any of them in so far. Canberra have tightened up and played some amazing defense, buckled down for some key strikeouts, and they're playing like this is one of the most important games of the season.
As they should be.
It is their season in some ways.
They could not afford to be swept by the Giants when they got on that plane to go to South Australia. They're in okay position now, but if they lose this game, that's what will happen. McArdle was trying to drive one inside. It's a similar pitch that he took to the wall earlier.
Come on.
Anthony Kirion on deck. That is if McArdle doesn't ground into anything. They've had chances. Nervy from McArdle to lay off a high pitch.
Yeah, he doesn't often swing at high pitches. His kryptonite is low, but he hits the low ball well. He often leaves the ball high. So good at bat by Geordie. Good solid at bat. Let's see where it takes us right here. Big time in the ball game, Eric.
Bases are loaded. You can't say the Giants haven't had chances.
This is the first time that we've had a runner at third base. We're still chasing 3, so still the same approach here for Q. So we're going to see a visit by Coach Ward. There is a bit of action over there in the bullpen.
Well, this is where they're thinking, are we going to bring Nitz in for a 5-out save?
Well, they're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, Canberra. They've been doing a bit of a rope-to-dope for the last few innings. They've got base runners on, but when they've needed to hold, they've held.
We're having a change, gentlemen.
So he's been fighting his command for most of his outing, Duke and Darnell, but he had yet to allow a run. This in his 2nd inning of work. He's out of the game.
He threw a lot of pitches. He threw a lot of pitches to a lot of batters. Most of the Adelaide Giants kind of took him to those 4, 5, 6 pitches. So, he didn't have the zone command. He didn't have the command of his pitches for the whole game, for the time he was out there.
Reese Neat into the ball game. A journeyman, Reese Neat. He spent some time in Brisbane. That's where he's won some Claxton Shields. Of Dutch descent, but now Australian.
It's interesting, Canberra have moved him to a starter this season. He hadn't started a game since 2015-16. He started playing baseball age 4 with the Nerang Cardinals. He's 31-year-old from the Gold Coast. Did spend some time college ball, and right now, probably getting a few of his fans from the Redland Rays in the Greater Brisbane League, where he is their coach.
That's interesting. You don't see a lot of pitchers as managers at any level. So when you do, it's good to see.
He's been there, going back through some Facebook posts of the Redland Rays. He's been there for 2-3 years at least.
But to be a coach and also play in the ABL, he's away from the league a lot. So
makes you
he must
wonder
have
if
some great
there's
support. He has some great support, I'm sure.
Arrangement, is he here the whole weekend? Is he? Well, then again, the ABL season, look, it's 10 weeks. Maybe they'll cope when he's not there for those 10 weeks, as long as he's there at the start and there for the end.
Big moment, bases are loaded. Giants had runners on first and second in the third with 1 out. Aviles struck out and Wingrove flew out. They had runners at first and second with 2 out in the fourth. Liam Spence ground out. A great play, though, by third base by Chris Quitzer. In the seventh, they had runners in first and second with nobody out, but then strikeout, fly out at the warning track. And now bases loaded and only 1 out. A ground ball, so many possibilities. One swing of the bat can put the Giants in front. One swing of the bat can score a run. One swing of the bat can end the inning. This is one of those moments where the infinite possibilities of baseball exists, and that's why it is
the greatest game on earth.
Your words and mine.
Yeah.
Compelling contest. Anthony Kirion, the Canadian, versus the Dutch Reese Neat. He takes the first pitch for a ball.
What I'm loving about the Adelaide Giants hitters, especially over the whole weekend, is that they've been patient. There's been not a lot of outs or not a lot of hits actually in your first pitches. So they're really taking pitches and making sure that they're getting their pitch to hit.
This inning started with a bobble on a Rickson Wingrove hit to right field. Now, the exit velo on Rickson's hit was 106 miles per hour. It was a tough one, but it was a play that Campbell probably should have made. And then a hit by pitch and a base on balls has made this bases loaded. Strike over the plate. That's one that Craig Watts would have swung at.
That was a nice pitch.
We talk about the wonderful stats that Nick Ward has. Kurian is right behind him. On base, 432, slugging 701, average 373. And now those stats are with a fair sample size too.
He takes the ball, but God, I love that baseball hush that you get in those big moments.
That's a tough pitch to lay off right there. 1-2 on the outside, Black just missing the corner. It's a good pitch and a good piece of hitting.
All of these base runners inherited by Neat. This is his first batter he's faced. Base hit to left field. It's cashed in 1 run. They're going to hold up Lattimore at third, but Anthony Kirion has broken up the shutout, and he's pumping up the crowd. The Giants are on the board.
Yeah, great at-bat by Q. Waited for his pitch to come. Didn't overswing. Didn't overthink it. Line drive to left field. Scores 1. Keeps the bases loaded for Carr. Nice solid stroke.
A deep fly ball would score another run, and if the Giants got 2 from the 8th inning, it would certainly be a success. You'd take that and you'd move on to the 9th. Although they'd be thinking more. They have the tying run in scoring position, the go-ahead run on base. Chances don't always come like this, and you see the salute from Kirion and Wingrove exchanged. Both of them teammates at Jersey Shore this year, teammates with the Giants.
the exciting part of the ball game right now. Can go either way.
And we're still in the 8th.
It's probably the first good ball game you'd say we've had this weekend. Yes, the home fans have been pumped up that the Giants have won those first 3 and tied the record. But the Giants raced ahead early and fended off Canberra late. From start to finish, this game has been compelling. Carr had a pitch to swing at, and it got blown right by him. That was a nice pitch from Reese Neat. Carr, the batter. The American on USA Day at the ballpark. Big swing again. Lattimore was off the bag. He's back safe. It's a 2-2 count. That would have been worst case scenario for the Adelaide Giants, but Quincy dusted off, no problem.
How important is it here that this ball is put in play, or do you take a strikeout over a ground double play?
Obviously you do. You got to put this ball in play and make something happen too. Yeah. So if you're looking to drive something, he's had his 2 hacks.
To force out at any base. Carr just stays alive.
That certainly was no 2-strike approach.
That was a long swing.
It was a good swing. It was a good swing. He's had 3 very solid swings, kept his hands inside the ball.
Carr 1 for 2 today with a single that was a bloop to left field and a walk in the 7th.
Take a bloop single here.
Now it's a full count. A ball scores a run. A ground ball ends the inning. A base hit could tie the game. Swing and a miss, a huge strikeout from Reese Neat with the bases loaded. And the Canberra Cavalry are 1 out away.
I want to say that was a good at-bat, but I really think with a 2-strike approach with loaded bases, you want to try and come up the handle a little bit and take a lesser swing. Whilst they were great swings, and they were good swings, then it's not a 2-strike approach, and I would have liked to have seen Jared take a better approach there, but you know, he certainly didn't go down wondering.
Liam Spence up to bat. If it gets that far, there's going to be a pinch hitter. The next one, Jared Rogers, who's coming off an afternoon where he was 3 for 3 with 2 home runs, is standing on deck. Liam Spence hasn't hit a home run, so the home run threat not really there. And that is a run-saving block from Mitch Edwards.
That wasn't only a block. He had to move about 1.5 meters to his right on a slider that was driven into the ground. So great piece of catching there by Mitch Edwards. He's done it all night, actually. Both catchers have.
Canberra have been getting in and out of trouble all game long. This their toughest test yet. Adelaide with 5 hits, Canberra with 4, but Canberra owned the scoreboard. Mixes it up. And Reese Neat is 1 strike away from getting out of one almighty jam. Lays off the pitch. You see him shortening up on the barrel there.
Yeah, he's taking that 2-strike approach. try and put something into play here, make something happen. These opportunities haven't come too frequently for the Giants in this fourth game of the series. So we'll try and capitalise and at least score another one.
Like you said, they've got base runners, but this is the first inning they've had somebody pass second base. And nervy at bat from Liam Spence has worked the count full. So full count, 2 out, the runners will be going.
So a base hit is going to score 2. Walk scores 1. A ball into the gap could score 3, so.
And a good pitch from Reese Neat gets him out of the jam. Runners go. Fouled away from Liam Spence. Didn't like the pitch. It's a stay alive pitch.
Awfully quiet over there, Phil.
I know the experts at the moments like this, you let the experts do the talking.
Oh, no, I'm looking at you because I'm actually watching the game intently, and I know you are too. It's a big time on this ball game.
How many of these at-bats have gone to a full count in the last half hour?
This is the biggest one yet. Spence fouls it back. This is now turning into an 8-pitch at-bat. Regardless of which way this goes.
Well, don't forget, Reese Neat is the last pitcher for Canberra. He's going to have to come back out here in the 9th. They can use him up on pitches in the 8th.
He came in with 1 out and bases loaded. He's allowed 1 run. He's got 1 strikeout. Job half done for Reese Neat. And once again, the biggest pitch of the ball game upcoming.
Just one thing to note weather-wise.
Does that count for 4?
Yeah, no slips. The wind has totally died. It has a major effect at this ballpark. We saw it, a northerly, home runs going everywhere. Normally a southerly or a westerly. Right now there's nothing.
9-pitch at bat with the bases loaded. It's everything you want in a moment of this magnitude. Spence over to Quitzer across the diamond. He makes the play just like he's done all series long. Chris Quitzer gives the shh to the banter bar, and Canberra get out of an almighty pickle.
Wow, that's hold your breath stuff, and we're only through the 8th. There is a 9th coming up. ondemand.baseball.com.au. Quitzer has been lights out.
Take a look at the she gives, though. Look at this. Does he? This might show the replay. We'll go to break after the replays. But Liam Spence, that's the 3rd time he's been a victim of Chris Quitzer at third base. Anything you can do, I can do better, he's trying to say. Let's see if they get on this replay. Quitzer running off. He gave it a good little, he put the finger to the mouth and just tried to hush down that bar. Here it is. There it is. And with that, we'll go to break.
No one beats our Space Quake sports team. Back with the 9th. Don't go anywhere. baseball action. What a game we've had here tonight. The Giants trying to rewrite the ABL record book with a 12th straight win. Canberra have led since the third. And the last couple of innings, the Giants have got people on. They've got one home, but they're still trailing by 2. Before we get to the bottom of the ninth, which there will be, we've got to get through the top of the ninth. Canberra, 2-run lead. Time for them to find some insurance. New pitcher for the Adelaide Giants, Quinton Torres-Costa, comes out for his second outing of the series. We'll see if he can do a little bit better than the first. We got a few on that did score 1 run. In the end, no damage done. The Giants did go on to win. Van Steensel coming to close the deal to bring us home. Top of the ninth. Just checking. Yep, you're with Eric Balnar. Didn't want to drop you in it there.
Well, Quinton Torres-Costa, interesting. I wasn't sure if we would go to Adam McKilkin. Maybe he's not available on back-to-back. He pitched yesterday, right?
Yes.
So Torres-Costa, who's got some good numbers at AAA, he hasn't quite found that form yet in Australia, and this is as big as a hold as any moment.
Five, 6, 7 in the cavalry lineup. Robbie Perkins, Boss Marinaroa, and Mitchell Edwards.
Important to get those strikes rolling. For Quinton Torres-Costa, walks has been a bit of a kryptonite. There's a big strike there. Perkins 0 for 2 on the game. He does have a walk. He was left at second base in the 6th inning. Had that huge grand slam in the 8th inning yesterday. That ball wasn't even close.
And there you see that ricochet off the brick wall.
Full count. Quinton Torres-Costa from Hawaii. Played AAA baseball for a couple of years. And a swing and a miss. Quinton Torres-Costa starts the 9th with a big strikeout.
Yeah, it was a great sequence of pitching there. He came out early and threw a couple of wild ones, but found his rhythm effectively wild.
Boss Monteroa had that RBI in the 6th inning off of a soft contact ground ball to second base. It was a play that Luis Aviles Jr. raced in front of Nick Ward and didn't quite make the play. It looked like Ward had it covered. And that 1 run might be very costly at the end of the day.
Low-scoring games, they always are.
Yeah, all those mistakes are certainly magnified when there's not much of a margin for error. Canberra just being the more opportunistic team. Right now, the difference is the 2-run homer back in the 3rd inning from Jake McKenzie.
Got the last tail of that jet stream before the wind changed.
Now the Giants pitching has given them a shot in this game. Lachlan, Wilkins, Van Steensel, excellent through 8. Just the one pitch that hung for Jacko Lachlan. But in a league where runs are about 4.5, 5 per game that each team scores, that's what each team averages, 3 runs should be enough to get the job done on most nights. Most of the games, Adelaide scored runs. 62 combined in the previous 7.
Don't suggest that it was down. It was down. Don't suggest I would.
Okay. Everyone's getting a little bit testy.
Knocked to Ward. Ward scoops down on one knee, throws over to Wingrove, 2 down.
I think you'll find there in that scenario just happened there, both Q and all the fielders actually were not happy with that call, and some comments may have come out of the Adelaide Giants dugout.
8 straight retired now for the Adelaide Giants. Canberra's last hit was the 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning, a home run. Walks an error from there. Mitch Edwards up to bat.
Scott Pratt in my ear. Free bases, free bases. Don't give him free bases. G'day to Scott if you're watching.
Edwards trying to give them a bit more breathing room. Flared up in the air. Rickson Wingrove calls everybody up. It's going to be caught by Wingrove. It's a 1-2-3 inning. It'll set the Giants up for a chance to tie the game or walk it off in the 9th inning. They've won 11 games in a row. This is their trickiest one yet. They've yet to enter the 9th inning down in that 11-game win streak. And fellas, regardless of what happens, this 11-game win streak has been phenomenal. As it stands now, no team in the modern-day ABL has had more wins on the trot than the Adelaide Giants. A toast to the 11-gamer.
I'm pretty sure, including the games today, at the halfway point of the season, only one team has trailed going into the 9th and emerged victorious.
Melbourne?
That was the Adelaide Giants opening night in Perth.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't a walk-off, but yeah, they were down. Jordan McCardle had that run, and yeah.
Yeah, so you like to be in Canberra's shoes, but there's still 3 outs to get. We know how tough they can be. Just to quickly summarise the day in the ABL, no games in Auckland. Hopefully we have one tomorrow morning.
Hopefully we have 2 tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I don't know what they're going to schedule, given they should have had 3 by now. Anyway, Brisbane beat Geelong in extras 6-5. Then Brisbane beat Geelong 11-4 in the late cap. Brisbane sweep Geelong career. In the early game in Perth, Sydney Blue Sox beat Perth in 7, 5-1. Right now they're at the top of the 2nd. I don't know what they've done to the Sydney Blue Sox, but they're leading Perth 2-0.
Did they win game 1?
They did.
Yeah, wow.
Sydney have already squared the series. They're going for the series win. Earlier here, it was a home run fest with a northerly breeze. Adelaide thumped Canberra 11 runs to 2, 11 runs off 12 hits. Here, it's Canberra 3 runs off 4 hits, no errors. Adelaide 1 run off 6 hits, also no official errors.
So no matter what happens, the Giants this weekend have gained a lead on the Perth Heat even more.
They've gained a game on Perth and need to win to stay pace with Brisbane.
Well, here we go. Jared Rogers will lead things off for the Adelaide Giants. It's a pinch hit. He played in the afternoon game, a 3-for-3 game where he had 2 home runs. It was a remarkable game. It had been 11 years since Jared Rogers hit a home run at the ABL level, and then in one game he hit 2. It had been 8 years since he had played in an Australian Baseball League game, and he's made a big impression this weekend, going 4 for 7. And that is the bat speed that has won him a couple batting titles in Victoria.
He has got some incredible bat speed. That ball was in on the hands, and he's turned on that ball and pulled it foul as hard as you can hit a ball. You can see where his stance is. He'll keep his hands inside the ball there. He brings it right up to the shoulders. I don't mind that. It's probably his trigger there, just to keep his hands inside the ball.
Rogers takes a pitch down the middle of the plate for a strike, so it's a 1-2 count. Reese Neat came in with the bases loaded and 1 out. He allowed just 1 run, got a strikeout and a ground out in 2 very entertaining at-bats.
Oh, yeah.
But holding the Giants just to 1 run might be the key moment in this game. Rogers dribbles one, and it just goes foul. Anything to Chris Quidzer, you just got to chalk up as an out anyways.
Can we just not hit it to him, please?
Well, the spot to hit is pretty much over the pitcher's head.
Yeah, there's a big gap there. They're playing in the pool.
Wow, what a pitch and what a job by Rogers to stay off of it.
The ball was a high and inside, but still a tough one to hang off.
Nick Ward, Luis Aviles Jr. also due up. Full count. How many full counts have we seen?
It just goes to show you the patience of these Adelaide Giants hitters. You know, obviously Rogers is new to the club, but still the patience has been fantastic.
It's a kind of approach that's won them 11. Rogers drills one to left field, running into it is drops in front of Kyle Perkins. I thought it was a short catch. It's going to be a single, and the tying run is going to come to the plate.
That cameo of the year award, looking better and better. That is, he's 5 from 8.
What a great series from Rogers. He's just been pinch run by Nick Vanderlinden, who can run. He's a two-way guy, can pitch, can hit. Well, actually, it's not. I think it might be the pitcher.
Is it Neuenborn?
It's Neuenborn, Mitch Neuenborn, who can fly.
Mitch Neuenborn, the pitcher, is into the game. He's an important run, but he's not the most important run. That is representative by any of these next batters.
Oh,
Ward
dear!
to right field.
Get out of
It's
here!
to the wall. It's gone! Nick Ward has tied this game up, and the streak has a chance to live on.
What a great moment in this ball game. Nick Ward, take a bow, young man.
You could not write this. And Luis Aviles Jr., Rickson Wingrove, and Quincy Lattimore are due up. And now there's a word of the umpires with one of the fans down there.
Because they threw something on the field.
Yeah, you can't be throwing stuff on the field.
So they're just getting that educational point right now.
So we'll see what happens down there. We'll leave the off-field stuff for the off-field staff.
Yeah.
I don't love when umpires toss people from crowds. It's not really their job or they're part of it, to be honest. It's their job to bring attention to stuff. I get that things can get dicey. But let's just revel in the fact that the Adelaide Giants, in a place that's been magical for them, they have a saying in the dugout that games start in the 7th inning at West Beach. And the Giants have come from 3 runs down thanks to a Nick Ward massive bomb to tie this game up at 3. 100 miles per hour off the bat. Luis Aviles Jr. now up. What's the psyche in the Canberra dugout now?
Oh, they'll be feeling it.
They got to be thinking.
They've got to leave him out there.
At worst, and sorry, at best for Canberra, they hold the rest here. They got to find a pitcher for the 10th.
To left field, is back, is to the wall, and it's a record win streak for the Adelaide Giants. Back-to-back jacks. 12 wins in a row. The longest in modern-day ABL.
Can these Adelaide Giants bats be stopped? That's the question that the ABL pitchers are asking right now.
For your Adelaide Giants! That's the ball game.
Luis Aviles Jr.
Let's not forget the leadoff hitter in Rogers making something happen. Wow.
And
what a game. What a finish.
I go back to the